Hi, my name's Nico, and last year I increased my testosterone from 270 nanograms per deciliter to 870. You don't know me, but in this video I'm just going to show you how that is like entirely perfectly possible, and it's not actually that hard. It's a lot easier than you think. So I'm just going to run you through bits of my online course that is a paid program, but I'm going to show you some bits of it for free so that you can see that what I put into this and that you can actually increase it very easily with very minimal effort. So this is the course. If you're interested, you can buy it, but if not, no worries. I'm just going to show you what it includes and what I've done to triple my testosterone over a period of only 3 months. So when I was on this journey, when I started this journey, I was pretty fat. So last year, this is a picture of me last year, and I was like 104 kilos, I'm pretty sure, which is very heavy for me. So this basically started to snowball my health and get me to a pretty unhealthy point. So I started focusing on increasing my testosterone, and all the things that I did to basically get my life and get my testosterone back on track after I got tested and it was extremely low, I put into here. So I'm just going to show you here what I did to lower my body fat percentage to first get me to a point where I could focus on packing on some good size, and then as a result getting me to increase my testosterone. So this is basically everything that I learned in fat loss. This is an ebook that I wrote like 2 years ago. So this is everything that I learned. So I started off super with the complete wrong mindset with fat loss. So I started writing it on how you could actually fix your mindset and kind of reframe your negative beliefs into positive beliefs, into how you could set that up perfectly for fat loss. So what I used to think about fat loss was that the progress that you would make would look like this. So it would be like a linear progress, and that wasn't the case, obviously. It will look like this. There'll be ups and downs, but overall there'll be a positive trend. This is something that I had to accept recently when I ruptured my Achilles. Like, nothing is linear. There's ups and downs, there's setbacks, but over the course of 5, 6, 8 months, you'll make linear progress. And that's just how life works, really, when you want to make progress in anything. Nothing is linear. So that's something that I had to accept. I thought fat loss was every week I stepped on the scale, I would see the number go down. Sometimes the number would go up after a week, but I didn't understand that you have natural fluctuations in your weight. You have ups and downs. Naturally, that's how your weight goes. And there are some other things that I had to shift in my mindset, such as coming from a fixed mindset, thinking, oh, I'm fat, I'm going to be fat forever. But no, obviously, you just need to shift your mindset. Everyone can develop a growth mindset, and a growth mindset is one that allows you to grow. In the name, I mean, it's kind of obvious. It's one that you can accept, that you can actually make progress if you just put your head down and work on the right things. So, growth mindset. Feedback is necessary. My challenges help me grow. Failure is an opportunity to grow. So I write here, every time I fail at something, I can take a lesson away from that. So I'm just going to skip a bit now to the meat, like the actual fat loss tips. Annoyingly, the hyperlinks don't work on Google Drive, which is a bit annoying. So these are some like gold dust planning tips that I've called into tracking your progress. So if you take a picture of yourself specifically at the same time every week and weigh yourself as well, that picture, that visual image can accompany that number, because sometimes the number might not demonstrate how you look, because you could have lost fat but also gained more muscle in comparison, relative to your fat loss, and the number could have gone up. So here, this isn't a massive drop from 85.3 to 85.2, but the example pictures could look like you've actually lost quite a bit because you've also gained muscle simultaneously. So this is like the chunk, this is the core of the ebook. And if you just read this without like reading all the other mindset stuff, you'd still get super fast. So this is exactly how to work out what calories you need and how to track them exactly, because this is key into losing fat, because you're not going to lose weight if you don't know exactly how much you're eating. And I don't track anymore, but I used to track like a freak, like an obsessive freak. And knowing how much you put into your body is so important, because you could keep your energy expenditure, you could keep the amount of exercise you do exactly the same. You could actually not exercise at all, and you just move your food and calories around a bit, and you could lose weight. Like, this food is so important. Like, food is like 80% even of losing weight, and exercise is 20%. So it's like so much more of a bigger lever that you can pull is food. So what I do here is run you through like a 6-step process to work out your maintenance calories, how to get in a caloric deficit, lean body weight, work out your proteins, fats, and carbs. So step 1, there are links here that take you to TDEE's total daily energy expenditure, which is a calculator to work out. You put in all your stats, all your height, weight, age, and it gives you a rough amount. And then I basically run you through the whole process of working out each macronutrient, including working out your lean body weight. And then also I show you here how to make a complete foods list. So it's like a meal plan basically. So I'm going to skip some of this. And then I show you how to track it. So I'll use this app. There's a free trial, and you can kind of figure out how to use it free. But I think when I was tracking, I paid for the year, and it was only like 30 quid, and it was so worth it. And then moving on more, page 29, there are some mental tricks to avoid binge eating. I'm not going to show you all of them because I feel like that's giving too much away. But that is basically, like you can see that is a complete guide on how to eat to lose fat. And then here I have a YouTube video course on how to destroy binge eating, because that was such a big hurdle for me was to get over my binge eating addiction. And this is full of just mental tricks that you can do. So here's a little clip from that video just to show you the kind of things I'll talk about in this short 16-minute module, just give you a little idea. This is how to destroy binge eating addiction, and this is just a little sneak peek. So this is a little tip that I have for you that you can take away.
So what could this look like? Read, work, talk to someone. Talking to someone really helps, because when you're in that social environment, it snaps you out of it immediately, because you get into a conversation and you're completely forgotten. Hopefully you're present in that conversation and you've been forgotten that binge is there in the first place. Option.
So that's a little tip. Another one is how to get sick of meditation, because meditation is actually a kind of life hack. It's a bit of a hack to know when you're getting those binge and craves. Now, if I have a binge and crave, because I've done a meditation, I've done enough time and attention meditating to learn, to be present enough. I can see myself getting the crave. I have self-arguments in my own brain because I'm so present that I know that I shouldn't be doing this. What are some tricks that I can do? So what are some tricks that I can do to stop this crave? So I'm literally conflicting with myself. If I want to order a pizza, I'll have about 10 arguments in my own brain telling me, you shouldn't be doing this, do this instead, do this instead, do this instead, do this instead. And this is because of my time meditation. So just to give you a little 2% of this video, to give you a little tip, to give you 2% of the tips I give in this video, here's a little clip from that.
What it's not. So it's not silencing your mind, because it's impossible to keep your mind just in complete silence. Even the most advanced monks and meditators and Buddhists or whatever they're called, they struggle to keep their focus on their breath, but even as little as 1 minute or 30 seconds. But they're so good at bringing their focus back to their breath. They're so much better than we are, because they've got so much more experience doing that. Step 2 is, now that you've understood what meditation is.
And then the last module is completely focused on how to optimize your testosterone specifically. So these are if you know anything about the testosterone pyramid, which is kind of something that I describe, and I've kind of something that I call, you know what I'll do? I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about here, because it's not going to make any sense. The testosterone pyramid is basically a pyramid of priorities. So there are 4 layers to this pyramid. The first layer is your lifestyle and behaviors, and that is the biggest and most important things that you can do for your testosterone. The second layer is your diet. The third layer is your supplements, and the fourth is drugs, which we don't really look at. So we don't really look at number 4, because that's top 1%, and we don't want to kind of resort to drugs. We're doing this naturally. So as you can see, losing fat, that is a diet. Way to use your diet. And we also talk about mindset, so this is covering the first 2 bases. Third one is meditation. This is your lifestyle, this is how your brain thinks, so that is your lifestyle and behaviors. So we're building from the bottom, really. And then the third one, how to optimize your testosterone. I'll go into each one of these, 1, 2, and 3. I'll talk about supplements, I talk about diet, I talk about lifestyle and behaviors. The 10 pillars that I talk about in that video, basically 10 on all of these 3. I don't touch prescription drugs at all, because we're doing this naturally. So these 1, 2, and 3 layers is basically how I built the modules, and how I built every single pathway is building up from the bottom. So when we look at testosterone, this is why we don't just look at injecting ourselves with anything, or we don't just look at supplements. We look at 1 and 2. We look at our lifestyle and behaviors. This is a shit example, so I'm going to bring up a previous example that I used. So here is the example. This is basically exactly what I've just described. So each pathway in the course builds off from the bottom. So each pathway will build off from 1 and then 2 and then 3 and then 4. It works its way up. So as you can see here, if we just click on a random module, I'm unproductive. So if you're super unproductive, we're going to start building off your focus. It's the same video that we went into from the other one. And then keeping in that same vein of your lifestyle and behaviors, we'll look at how to batch. So that's a kind of hacks that you can do on your productivity to maximize the way you just live your life day to day. And then another one, 2 productivity tips. So this is super focused on productivity. These are book summaries on psychocybernetics and atomic habits, books that have been huge for productivity for me. And then the third one, optimizing testosterone. So you can see that we work our way up. So this one is more focused on productivity. So that's more on the first foundation of lifestyle and behaviors. We don't really touch diet because the biggest issue in this one is you're unproductive. So you watch this if you're super unproductive. So you watch that. And then the third one, this module, how to optimize testosterone, is in every single one of the pathways, because that addresses 1, 2, and 3, and that's just like basically a staple for all of them. So going back to what we were at before, we were on the this one. So just to quickly show you what would be in this video module on optimizing testosterone. You can see here that I've broken down the pyramid just into chapters as well. So that's exactly this: lifestyle, diet, supplements. So to quickly give you a quick clip from this one.
First one is the most important, second one is the second most important, the third one is the third most important. So the lifestyle and behaviors are the biggest levers you can pull that influence your testosterone. These are my own 10 pillars, the 10 areas that I think are the biggest and most important things, where if you max out these areas of the lifestyle, you'll inevitably max out your testosterone. So number 1 is sleep. These are the summarized notes from the video, that essential video that told you everything you need to know.
So that's just like a super valuable one. I'll go into 10 pillars on specifically just lifestyle and behavior. So I go into super like a lot of detail here. And then after that, I will go into your diet, and then I will go into supplements. So to give you a quick look at the first pillar, which is sleep focused, this is a summary of a video that I've done before on basically all the things you can do for your sleep. So have that for free, screenshot that if you want. That's super useful. And there's so much more in here. So that's a quick like sneak peek of the program and how much there is in there, because it's so because this is so useful. There is so much in here to help you. So if you want that, click the link in the description, because there is so much in there. There's like so much more in there than what it's worth. And if you really want to fix this issue, then you need to take action, because action is so important. I spent so long looking at supplements that was so like just bullshit. I spent so much time trialing different things and getting things wrong, and the trial and error that period took like 2-3 years. That was so long of just me just fucking around and stumbling onto wrong paths and stuff. So it's really like a bit of a hack if you've come across this. I know it's like I've got a very small channel and a very small community so far. There's just a handful of people in there, but I have a complete money back plus £5 guarantee, because I'm so guaranteed that it's going to work. So you can see that it's even in the about page, because I want people to know that if you don't get the value from it, if you don't think it's worth, I'm just going to fully reimburse you, and then give you £5 on top of that, because I know it's going to work, because it's worked for so many other people and it's worked for me. So take action and start taking ownership over your life. That's all for now, and until next time, bye.